Intralogistic process automation. Difficult to manage? Let's discuss it. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Facts on Open Automation show. In a world where it is difficult to find personnel, automation of repetitive and time-consuming tasks through robots became very valuable. One prime example for this is in-house logistics, delivering material from the warehouse to the manufacturing equipment. Let's dip into this field and see how you can take this process to your advantage. And luckily, I have found personnel for our studio to discuss this topic. It's Rob Rain and Alfred Palmer who will share insights with us. Hello, gentlemen.
Hi, Laszlo.
Hi, Laszlo.
Rob, this seemingly simple procedure, just delivering material from warehouse to the machine, what efforts lies behind this?
Well, you have a lot of effort involved. One part of this is that you need to manage the labour side of it, the actual movement of your material to your production lines. Another side is the paperwork side or the administrative side, which also involves physical work from your staff because they need to deal with that paperwork. So if we look at that path where material comes from your warehouse and then moves through your buffers in the shop floor and then onto the lines, let's look at those stages. So we have demand from your lines feeding back to systems that can then generate the requirements on your material towers, on your buffer stock. This material needs to go into containers. Those containers may need to be organized so that your operators can use the material easily, or it may be for your machines so that they can deal with the material in a different way. Either way, if you don't do this automatically, there's a lot of labor involved, whether it's physical movement or the paperwork around it. Now, those containers also require effort in themselves, and so there's labor moving those around. But another critical part is how much of your shop floor is going to be consumed by having too many empty containers on that shop floor. So principles like just-in-time and Kanban have been around for a long time, and if we apply those automatically, we can make sure that we not only minimize the labor involved, but also the space used on the shop floor by those containers.
So it's more behind it than it first appears.
Absolutely, yes.
So then in this case, how do you measure logistics performance and what would be the advantage of automating this process?
Well, there are a lot of studies already about logistics, and we can adapt those to our SMT shop floor. And of course, no two customers or no two shop floors have the same challenges or the same measures. So one of the simplest things is to look at things like speed and reliability. So how fast can you get the material that you need from where it is to where it needs to be? And reliability is a measure of whether it's the right part when it gets there, if it arrives in the right time. And right time is a very critical factor because if you deliver material too early, you can build up too much work in progress or WIP. And that is another measure for how efficient a logistics system can be. So Kanban or just-in-time are phrases that have been around for a long time. And we can take those principles and apply them to our movement of material as well.
Alfred, it sounds all logical what Rob explains, and our audience knows this. Yet many automation projects are cancelled. You and CTS have many experiences in automation projects. What are the biggest obstacles in implementation of such projects?
Yeah, indeed, there are a few challenges and obstacles to overcome. One of those is regarding your departments as well as different departments from different suppliers, and all of them needs to be together. With this is a real big and important job. Bring everybody on the same page. Each of you, each member of the project team needs to understand and know its role and tasks. This not only requires knowledge in automation and software, but also in your production processes. We have already learned a lot, but this is still a steady, ongoing process. Gaining knowledge never ends. As this is valid for both ASMPT and CTS, we are even more excited to the following announcement.
Welcome to Burgkirchen, Bavaria, a place where tradition blends with innovation. Today we find ourselves at CTS headquarters, a perfect backdrop for an announcement. Alfred, Erwin, thanks for being with us. Erwin, why did you invite us to CTS?
We would like to announce the strategic partnership between ASMPT and CTS. And as you, Laszlo, and hopefully also a lot of you, our customers, know, we are offering solutions to automate the material flows in your factories. And no company can do this complex task alone. And this is why ASMPT is looking for experts, to partner with experts, especially in the area of automation of material handling and storage solutions. This is to complete the toolbox of the automation flow solutions. And long story short, being able to offer scalable and seamless intra-factory material flow solutions in SMT factories is the goal for partnering with CTS.
Alfred, this sounds for me like a simple partnership between two companies. So what would be the interest of our viewers in this?
Well, Laszlo, these days we see that a lot of our customers, and unfortunately I expect also a lot of you, are facing many challenges in terms of competition, costs, flexibility, and unfortunately also, of course, hiring employees. One of the keys to succeed those challenges is definitely automation. But even due to the fact that many companies, many of our customers, and for sure also a lot of you already are fully aware of the benefits that automation solutions brings to your production, you are also fully clear about the fact that this needs dedicated know-how and experience. But your know-how, your knowledge, your experience is, of course, concentrated on your products. This partnership bundles huge experience and knowledge in terms of automation solutions, intralogistic material flow automation, which enables our customers, which enables all of you to focus on your products, while we focus on the seamless automation of your production. We have invested together in integrated solutions so that our customers can benefit from this great partnership of ASMPT and CTS.
Who exactly is CTS?
CTS is a mid-sized owner-managed company, and we act as a system integrator and robotic-based machine builder and automation solutions provider on the market. For nearly 10 years, one of our main topics is the automation and seamless integration of intralogistic processes in terms of transport and storage, especially for the electronics industry. We call this area smart logistics. I am really proud to stand here in the middle of our new production hall, because this is a clear statement that we pushing forward our automation solutions with full commitment. Now also in close partnership with ASMPT.
It's really amazing. Why did we choose CTS as partner?
Well, our customers looking for comprehensive solutions to automate their material flows in their factories. In consequence, we, ASMPT, were looking for a partner who could close the gaps in our portfolio. Looking to the CTS portfolio, it is a perfect fit. the sum of ASMPT and CTS portfolio is holistic and complementary. In addition to this, CTS is already doing automation since almost 10 years. And this adds a huge competence in CTS in numerous customer projects. Well, these are the main reasons for partnering with CTS.
What were CTS motivation into forming this partnership?
Well, Laszlo, as already mentioned, we have huge experience in automation solutions, in intralogistics process automation. We've done lots of integrations. We have lots of existing interfaces for seamless connectivity through existing production equipment. We are facing challenges in approaching our customers, in approaching you, so that you can see the benefits of our solutions in your production. Together with ASMPT, we are able to approach a much wider range of customers, to approach all of you, so that all of our customers benefit from this partnership as we provide a one-stop shop.
Splendid. Erwin, where can our viewers experience solutions of this partnership?
First of all, in the show, just stay tuned. And in addition to this, you can have a remote demo of the installed showcases in our Center of Competence, or even better, you visit our Center of Competence in presence. And later on, if we know more about your targets of your automation solution, we can arrange a reference visit to a reference site and you can learn more about.
That's perfect. Thanks, Erwin. Thanks, Alfred, for having us here. ASMPT CTS partnership. Looking at our in-house logistics procedure, you see that each of the partners has taken over distinct roles. And we have made big investments in creating a working seamless solutions. So you don't need to invest resources and you don't need to acquire knowledge which you potentially don't need. So Rob, can you describe us one of the solutions in this partnership?
Yes, let's talk about what I mentioned earlier about that flow of material to the line. So our Works software suite can collect data from your placement machines. It can work ahead to calculate when material is going to be required and create those material requirement lists, which then get sent to material towers. Now that's coordinated by our critical manufacturing framework, because that tower is going to need an empty cassette to begin with. So it is critical manufacturing that will find that cassette and then send instructions to CTS robots to deliver that cassette to the tower. Now, while that tower is filling the cassette, those robots can be moving on to some other task, another line, another kind of container. But when that tower is finished, it's then going to automatically request another delivery, this time from the tower to the line that's going to use the material. Now, on the line, the operators can use, again, the Works software suite setup center to find material in that cassette to put it onto your lines directly. So we totally eliminate that paperwork process of looking up. They can just find the material. And when they're done, when that cassette is empty, that will be flagged in critical manufacturing again to say we have an empty cassette that needs to be returned. And then we've gone around the whole loop where we've started with an order, delivered that order, and then returned the empty container ready for the next step in your process.
Good. So already many benefits from this automation. Yeah. Alfred, we have heard that there are many benefits for automating in-house logistics procedures, yet there's one material which is always poorly treated, and it's the PCB board. So why is the PCB board so poorly treated in in-house logistics, and what solutions do you have here?
Yeah, you know, for the majority of companies like you, one of the main goals is one-piece flow. But this is really hard to manage because the different processes cannot be always synchronized, and also breakdowns happen. So the results we and also you often see on the shop floor is the abusage of the shop floor as a storage area, which leads to additional efforts for your operators in terms of transport and searching for material. Traceability is suffering on this. To address your issues, we provide different warehouse solutions, from small to big, in example for 70 to up to 1100 plus PCB magazines. But besides the PCB magazines storage versions, we also provide versions for tray stacks or standard boxes like this one. Each of those solutions still customizable, as there is no one fits all. The most important thing is that it is suitable for your specific production. With ASMPT factory automation software and CTS hard and software solutions, you can expect fully integrated intralogistics process automation. This is a huge relief for your operators as we decrease manual material handling to a minimum.
Cool solution. Rob, in our second episode, we introduced the leaf analysis, your invention, which pinpoints for manufacturers what process is worth automating. So what does the leaf analysis say to Alfred's solution?
Well, the first part of the leaf solution is the labor, and I think Alfred stated this very well. If you're talking about somewhere between 70 or 1100 magazines, you literally have tons of PCBs in motion. These containers are heavy and they're difficult to move around. On the E, we talk about the possibility of error, and of course it's possible for mistakes to happen on the shop floor carrying a heavy item, and the impact of losing a magazine of PCBs or even damaging one PCB can be very great. Now, the third one, A, is about automatability. And this is a solution that can be provided as part of a project. So it's straightforward to implement something like this. We already have a lot of experience that we can share with you to make sure that that happens. And the last one, again, going back to the numbers, F, frequency. How often does this happen? Well, if there's 50 or 100 boards in a magazine, it doesn't take very long for a production line to consume those boards, and maybe they need to come back again for the second side. And that means that you're spending a lot of time doing this. So this is something where you can really see a fast return on investment.
I see. Alfred, productronica is approaching. So can you give us a sneak peek of what our audience can expect at productronica?
Yeah, we are really looking forward to productronica. We can't wait to show you seamless integration of intralogistics process automation. Beside that, you will also learn exciting news about future possibilities of our warehouse solutions. So don't miss to step by.
Thanks, gentlemen, for sharing all this information. That concludes almost our show. As always, I have some final informations. You can catch us at following live events, which you see in the ticker at the bottom of the screen. As mentioned, first of all, productronica. Please check our website for free tickets. If the topics we discuss aligns with your professional interest, then consider subscribing to our show. Anyway, we would be glad if you give us a thumbs up. And thanks, gentlemen, for being here, for sharing all this information.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Anytime.
Thanks for you joining us. We wish you a pleasant day and stay open.